Welcome to the MEGJC Matrix. Parks, Parliament Building, Kingston Harbour Walk. You guessed it. We are talking to the Urban Development Corporation. This is the MEGJC Matrix. I'm your host, Danny Clark. Joining us today from the UDC, we have Ronald Brown, Director, Development Planning, and of course, Ms. Sharon Lee Chatry, Project Manager at the UDC. Welcome to the MEGJC Matrix.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Y'all are okay?
Yes, we're good.
Wonderful. Excited to talk about the wonderful works being done at the UDC? Yes, cool. I'm always excited about the Duns River. Just going to tell you from now, Duns River is my favorite place to be. And just putting it out there, right? And this is operated by the UDC, so we're good. All right, so first of all, talk to us about the role of the UDC. What is it that you do?
Well, as you may be aware, the UDC's mandate is to make development happen. So as you can see, Duns River being a large part of that, we make it happen both in terms of the attraction that is there, even expand on that to have a recently take a hike attraction, which is an addition to Duns River. But outside of that...
Wonderful addition, by the way.
Glad. I hope you have been there. Oh, wonderful. So outside of that, we are responsible for developing lands within our portfolio. Lands we call within our designated area. As you know, the UDC operates under the Urban Development Act. That allows us to designate areas and carry out development within it as a planning and development agency. To name a few of those areas, downtown Kingston, where we are, the Market District is one, the Kingston Waterfront is one, Caymanas is another, areas within Ocho Rios, we have areas in Montego Bay, the Montego Bay Waterfront is another, Negril, parts of Negril, parts of Westmoreland, Mount Edgecombe, and Hellshire.
Wonderful. So you're all across the island?
All across the island.
Doing a lot of work, making development happen indeed.
Of course.
Wonderful. And I know you have some other major national projects. Yeah, what are some of those?
Well, as the government's primary development agency, we're involved in projects that are coming on stream. The Government Campus and House of Parliament, very big projects surrounding National Heroes Park. Well, surrounded and in National Heroes Park, we have the Kingston Waterfront development. We have the Portmore Resilience Park, which we'll get into much later. We have developments planned for Caymanas as well. And we are looking at how we can bring other lands within our portfolio under development. So a lot of things are planned for the future.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you mentioned the Portmore Resilience Park project, and I know that a lot of persons over in Portmore, they're waiting on this project to be up and ready and for the Prime Minister to go and cut the ribbon. What's happening with that project? Talk to us about it.
Okay, well, the Portmore Resilience Park, we're currently in the final phase of procurement. So we're waiting on approvals from Cabinet, and then the next step will be to start construction. We're hoping to start construction early in 2024, and it will take an approximately 18 months for development, right? So the park will feature a wide range of facilities. We're talking gazebos, indoor and outdoor sporting facilities. We have jogging trail, we have kids playground, we have security posts, parking facilities, commercial areas, and event facilities to have events on a regular basis. So it will feature a wide range of facilities, which I'm sure the Portmore residents will definitely welcome.
Definitely. I can just see everybody going, like how everybody goes to the Emancipation Park. And now they go to
Harmony Beach Park.
Right. So I was trying to remember the name. So now everybody is going to the Portmore Resilience Park, right? So that's going to be the new hit place to be. All right. What about the social and economic impacts of this project?
Well, definitely the social impact, first of all, is the well-being of the residents, the mental well-being, physical well-being, because that's what mainly this program is about. The Portmore Resilience Park is a part of the wider framework program called
Developing Urban Spaces.
Right. So that program is about developing the well-being of the residents and also the mental health and physical health well-being of the residents of Portmore. Also, it will give direct and indirect jobs. We have calculated over 2,000 jobs that will be done during construction and even after.
Oh, wonderful. So persons can go and jog. Yes, people can go and do the indoor sporting activities. And then, of course, those who will occupy the shops, because I know that that is also a part of the UDC's remit, of course. So that's good. What about the impact on traffic? Because, Portmore is known as a place with traffic, but I think the NAA is working on a few expansions of the roadways over there. But talk to us about that.
Well, we have recently completed a traffic impact assessment. It was a critical study to support the park's development. The NAA was a crucial partner. They assisted with the gathering of data and also reviewing the work done by the consultants. And of course, we worked with them knowing that in the future, they plan to do some road improvement works within the general area. And we have designed the park to match those projected or planned works. In terms of the impacts, the traffic impact study is indicating that while there will be impacts from the park's development, it wouldn't be a major impact on the road, the traffic situation within Portmore.
Okay, wonderful. So residents don't have to worry about, there'll be a little. Now we understand that when you're enjoying the park, a lot of persons will want to drive and park and then go into the park. So we understand that. Wonderful. You mentioned some other projects, particularly the project in and around Hero Circle. How is that going?
You're referring to the government campus.
Government campus.
And House of Parliament project. We are currently undertaking several studies. It's a major development, so we have to ensure that we carry out the necessary studies to ensure that we capture all the various factors that need to be considered in such a major project. Of course, the NAA comes into play again. The need for a traffic impact study comes into play again, and they're providing that support. We're also engaged in carrying out a social impact assessment study. There are housing studies also to be done, environmental impact assessment study, and so on.
All right, wonderful. Talk to us about the redevelopment of downtown. UDC is downtown, looking out across the nice waterway and stuff. What can persons look forward to when that time comes? Because I know that's another long wait, but what can persons look forward to?
Of course, I'm glad you mentioned the waterfront. The Prime Minister has mandated us to carry out a project that is called the Kingston Harbour Walk. This again, if I were to pick up on Portmore, it's a resilience project, as you know that we have to from now start to future-proofing our developments, and this is geared at doing that. This is geared at looking at the coastal environment and ensure that we make it resilient to future environmental shocks, foreseeable through storm surges or any other coastal weather system, to protect the air from coastal weather or future weather systems. The project is intended to start in downtown Kingston and end in Port Royal. We're looking at about 28 kilometers of project. But in the first instance, the focus is on taking the project to Harbourview, picking up from where the JSIF has just completed the Port Royal Street revetment project, and pick up from there and take it to Harbourview, an 11-kilometer stretch. Combined with that will be the creation of a linear park, where we'll have also linear park with walking, jogging trails, and also nodes for entertainment, recreation, and also including landscaping.
Sir, what is a linear park? Explain. What is a linear
park? Is really a long park. It's linear because it will follow the roadway.
Oh, okay, all right.
So it will be a narrow pathway, approximately 9 meters wide, divided to accommodate for pedestrians as well as for cyclists and other users of the space.
Okay, wonderful. Well, the UDC is really making development happen. On the other side of this break, we'll hear more about the projects and what the UDC is doing.
In the heart of Jamaica, something extraordinary is happening. The government of Jamaica, with a commitment to preserve the natural environment, has declared a record of 15 protected areas. As we finalize the protected areas policy, we are preserving a piece of our history, our culture, and our future. The Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, building hope, building Jamaica.
welcome back to this wonderful discussion with the UDC. You've heard about the parks that are coming on stream. You've heard about the ones that they've completed and a few projects that they've also completed as well. And of course, you're about to hear some of the achievements. So all of this work, UDC is doing all of this work. Tell us about some of the achievements of the UDC.
Well, I think I start with the Harmony Beach Park. As you know, it has recently been completed and open to the public. It continues to attract several patrons to the location. Outside of that, we have the Duns River Parks. Sorry, the world famous Duns River Falls and Parks.
There we go.
Where we have been, and I've continued to enjoy the offerings. So we're involved in not just major projects. We are involved in managing attractions. We're also involved in taking care of the environment. I'm sure you're not aware that the Hellshire Park is managed by the UDC. Hellshire Hills is managed by the UDC, and this is where you can find iguanas live in Jamaica, living in the habitat. That's an area that we are involved in as well. So it's not just hardcore development, but you also look at the soft and the natural environment as well.
Right. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Question. Persons going to the beach down by Montego Bay, Harmony Park and swim still?
Of course.
Oh.
I understand it's a very nice beach.
And you guys would have done some work as well along the coastline. So
Yes, we have, as part of building that resilience,
right.
to protect the investment, we had to rehabilitate the groins within the area. I think the work started on the northern groins, and they're working southward to the southern groins. I think two have been completed already.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you've spoken about how the UDC is working for us, and you've also touched on some of the many attractions that we can look forward to and that we are now enjoying. How can people partner with the UDC to ensure that this development continues?
Well, you can contact us at our offices, and you can touch base with us on our website at www.udcja.com. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on LinkedIn, and we're also on YouTube.
You guys are everywhere.
And Facebook.
And Facebook. All right, wonderful. And also to add, I believe too, they must care for the place. You know, we can partner with the UDC in that way. So when you go to the park, don't just think that because it's free, you can do anything you want to do. You have to ensure that you play your part in maintaining the space that has been created for us to enjoy. And on that note, who maintains the parks? UDC?
Well, currently the UDC is maintaining the park.
Wonderful. You guys doing a good job. Keep it up. All right. How is the UDC helping development, national development? What's your contribution to national development?
Wow, that's a loaded question. Where should I start?
At the top.
Well, because if we go back to 1968 when we came into existence, we were involved in downtown Kingston, bringing the waterfront into existence. Then we went to Ocherous, and we brought Ocherous into existence, Ocherous Town Centre. We did the same for Negril and Montego Bay. We continue to play that role of being the government's primary development agency. That role will continue with the development of the government campus and Houses of Parliament project, a government project. It will continue with the Kingston Waterfront project. It will continue with us developing our own lands, which is part of us earning income for ourselves. We will continue with the management of our natural resources, as with the Hellshire Hills and other ecologically sensitive areas. It will also continue by, one thing we haven't mentioned is the commercial arm. We are also property managers. So we also lease commercial space for entrepreneurs and other business person to provide services to the public. So we have a large gamut. And
You're really making development happen.
Exactly, in all spheres.
Making national development happen too.
In all spheres.
Right? And I mean, I can't end this interview without talking about the wonderful spectacle on waterfront.
Fireworks. Yes, it's coming this year as well.
Yeah. And so it would have gone in December, and it's coming again in 2024. And I think it was in last year you were in Montego Bay. Was it last year you were in Montego Bay?
Yes,
Or
we extended it. So no, it's 3 locations.
Yeah.
Montego Bay, Ocho and
So the Montegonians don't feel left out. And what you call the people live in Ochionians? So they won't be left out as well. That's wonderful. I look forward to that. I watch it from my house on the TV because I cannot manage a crowd.
That event alone attracts about over 200,000 persons. So can you imagine when the Kingston Harbour Walk is completed?
And
And
beautiful.
the entire area of downtown Kingston become alive with activity at the end of the year.
So it just also proves that we don't only do economic development, we also contribute to, health and well-being of the residents of Jamaica.
Definitely. Thank you so very much for joining us on this program. We are happy that we could have had that UDC could have been a guest on this program. Just letting the public know what the UDC is all about and what's to come, how they can go on the trail in Portmore and jog, and how they can go and enjoy the niceness in Portmore, right?
Yes. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
No problem. I look forward to the continued work at the UDC. Well, the UDC for sure is aiding in our urban development. Thank you for tuning in to the MEGJC Matrix once again, and we invite you to connect with the MEGJC on all socials at MEGJC_JM. And of course, be sure to connect with the UDC at UDC Jamaica. Well, folks, that was our final episode of the MEGJC Matrix. We thank you so much for being with us over these 5 weeks. Ensure to rewatch the episodes. And until next time, I'm your host, Danny Clark.